Like with many other games, Bully has a large variety of weapons, and some are better than others. So for today's video I'm listing my worst weapons in Bully. Now remember that these are all my opinions and your opinions may differ. And no, this video isn't just about the weakest weapons in the game, it's also about the least memorable weapons and the ones that are just flat out useless. So let's begin. The umbrella is a rare weapon that only appears in free mode when it's raining, where then NPCs, both school kids and adults alike, will pull out an umbrella and go about their day. It's a nice bit of detail Rockstar put in, and Jimmy himself can acquire an umbrella if he beats somebody up for theirs, or gives them a wedgie. The thing about this weapon is it's indestructible. However, one of the issues with this weapon is, it rarely ever rains at all in Bully. In chapters 1 to 5, not counting 3, there's an incredibly small chance it will rain. Incredibly small. I think on the average slow playthrough I do, it only rains once throughout the entire game, and that's not including the big game or final showdown either. And since the umbrella is a melee weapon, Jimmy will always lose this weapon eventually, be it through a game restart, getting busted or knocked out, so you don't even get to spend much time with this weapon at all. And that's not even counting how in chapter 6, Endless Summer, the game only sticks to one weather cycle, Always Sunny, so unless you're using mods to make it rain, you will never see this weapon again once you've beaten the main game. Ultimately, this is a great weapon, overpowered even, that gets ruined by Rockstar not letting the weather change at all in Bully. Next up on the list is the regular slingshot, not the super slingshot. Now the regular slingshot is a temporary weapon Jimmy picks up after the third mission of the game, and some other characters like bullies and greasers also use this slingshot too. So what makes it so bad? Well, the first reason is we don't get to keep this weapon for a very long time. We get the slingshot incredibly early on in the game after beating up Davis for his, but then after helping out Ernest Jones in his candidate speech, Jimmy for some reason gets rid of it and we never pick up a regular slingshot again. I can understand why we eventually lose the regular slingshot, but I feel we lose it far too early on in the game. Like we only hold on to it for 5 missions and then we lose it. In Bully there's about 58 main missions, well 54 if you're playing on the PS2 version, so we don't even get to keep it for 10% of the story. Granted the super slingshot is superior in every single way, but still I think Jimmy should have kept the super slingshot up until about chapter 3 where he helps Algernon escape the greasers who are looking to beat him up. That's not to mention as well that if we annoy a bully or a greaser who uses these, like Davis, Wade, Peanut or Lucky, 9 out of 10 times their aim will be absolute horseshit and they'll already ever hit us or the person they're aiming for. Though it seems to be more of a character specific thing, they always seem to take ages in between shots too, like compared to the other NPC weapons like the Nerd's Spud Guns or the Prep's Eggs. It's honestly useless and a waste of a weapon on these characters. The bag of crap is a throwable item that only appears in the mission The Big Prank, where Jimmy and Gary set fire to a bag of and pull the fire alarm. Now my reasons for this being an awful weapon are very simple ones. You can equip the bag of crap, and if you fail the big prank you can keep it, but it's just severely disappointing. You can throw it at people, deal minor damage, and that's about it. I can almost hear somebody typing, "It's a bag of shit, what were you expecting it to do, to kill them?" Well, I'll tell you what I was expecting actually, disgusted reactions. You see, in Bully there's some detail where if you pick up a dead rat and throw it at anybody, or near somebody, they'll run off disgusted and shocked. However, if you throw a bag of dog crap at somebody, they don't care about it, there's no disgusted reactions or anything. It's just the same if you would throw eggs at somebody really. I think the bag of crap would have been a much better weapon if people had disgusted reactions, and if you threw it at enough people, the bag would burst. I mean, Rockstar already has the particles in the game, which can be seen when you put a firecracker down the toilet, so it can't be that hard to implement surely, just borrow a bit of coding from the rubber band ball and replace the explosion with crap. Or another way I could improve it would be to actually play pranks like the Big Prank in free mode, where Jimmy can perform the exact same thing but in the dorm rooms or outside random people's homes in Old Ball Vale or New Coventry. I also think it'd be quite funny to see how reactions like Tad Spencer or Mr. Hattrick would react to a flaming bag of dog crap on their porch.
Oh, yuck! It's all over the couch. Someone find him!
Another incredibly rare weapon is the Janitor's Broom, which can only be found on school campus around 8 AM where Mr. Luntz will be sweeping the school grounds before he goes to work at the school store. And Jimmy can steal his broom by giving him a wedgie, where he'll drop it and Jimmy can pick it up. Now for a rare weapon, it's really crap. And bugged to hell. Like, don't get me wrong, the broom is a really funny weapon, especially when you see a group of kids talking and you smack them all upside the head with a broom, but it breaks extremely quickly, which is a downside. But here's the thing, after it's destroyed Jimmy can still pick it up, somehow, but he can't actually attack. It's clearly not meant to be, so this says to me that this weapon really wasn't sought to be fixed. Granted it's nothing, but still. Either way, for a really rare and funny weapon, it's a damn shame how fast it breaks and how glitchy it is. I can't help but feel that this weapon was added really late into the game. I don't know, it just gives me that kind of feeling. Now this weapon is only seen in 2 missions, Nice Outfit and the big game, where it's used by the cheerleaders. Should Jimmy equip the pom-pom, it does absolutely nothing. No, seriously, it actually doesn't do anything. There's no increase in damage, there's no special moves, and you can't even partake in cheerleading. It's absolutely bloody useless. Okay, I don't expect pom-poms to actually do much damage, but anything would be better than nothing. And even if Jimmy had an auto animation of him checking the pom-pom out. I think what makes this more of a joke is that other mission specific weapons like the bag of crap or even Norton's sledgehammer can actually deal minor damage. I think what also makes it even worse is that in the missions like the big game and Nice Outfit, the cheerleaders actually have them while practicing, yet in free mode, when you see them practicing, they never use them. It's just a weird thing to have them already there but never used at all in free mode. The pom-pom is one of the most useless items I've ever seen in any game I've played. Like the pom-pom, the bottle is a weapon that Jimmy can just equip and that's it. So what actually makes it different from the pom-pom then? How is this worse when it's the exact same? Well, you see, compared to the other weapons, like the pom-pom, this has so much missed potential. Now, I don't expect Jimmy to be able to be taking a swig from the bottle, considering he did nick it from some old homeless guy, and there's probably a risk of Jimmy getting a disease from it, but there's loads of missed opportunities for this to have been a great weapon. Like, it would have been nice if Jimmy had the ability to throw this at somebody, especially considering that you can smash vases over people's heads in this game, and chuck bricks at old people. It's pretty much the same as that, really. It'd also be good if Jimmy got a constant yellow trouble meter like when trespassing, skipping school or riding a moped without his helmet. Because of underage drinking reasons, it doesn't look good for Jimmy to be caught red-handed with booze on school property for that matter. The bottle is also rare to come across, like with many other weapons like balls and that, they have a set spawn. Like for example, they're always down by the jocks area. Yet the bottle has no set spawn for it, you just have to be lucky and hope that the homeless guy spawns of it in New Coventry or underneath the pier in Bulworth Vale. I think this is just the worst since it's not only rare to come across, but there's just a load of missed opportunities which make it flat out useless. It's not even a good prop either, as the hobo who spawns with it will go back to default animations after about 10 seconds, and since characters holding any prop in Bully gives them Jimmy's animations, it breaks an otherwise nice bit of detail. So there's my top 5 worst weapons in Bully. I guess it's technically 6 considering Pom-Pom was 1.5, but you know, I didn't really want to group them both in the same thing. So yeah, that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed and thank you for watching.